They told me boys don't cry or play with Barbies. So my whole life I've tried my hardest to be the man that they wanted me to be.
Wingless, the bad end meets the good end arc. The sun god, Earth. A screen appeared before everyone's faces. A screen that showed snippets of Tsukishima Kei, Hinata Shuyu, and every significant thing that happened in their lives. While this happened, Tsukishima Kei was on the couch cuddling Tsukishima Tobio. The screen ended and it disappeared. The two married couple looked at each other in shock. Another screen appeared and on it was Tsukishima Kei, Tsukishima Tobio. Moon invites you to his domain. Do you wish to join? The lovers held hands, nodded to themselves, and pressed yes. Then they were in another place, together with the Soamuras, the Inashitas, the Narutas, the Shimizus, and the Asahis. Tsukishima, what was that?
I don't know.
The question is, was it true? That our Tsukishima was supposed to end up with our Hinata? Considering that we are here, wherever this is, I can guess that yes, that should have happened. But apparently Suki wasn't born as Tsukishima, and he wasn't born as Hinata. But I'm Tsukishima? No, I think it meant that your souls got swapped.
Smart as ever, Suga-senpai.
Everybody turned to see Hinata Shuyu. Hinata, please address me as Moon. Hinata's voice was a whisper, yet everybody in the room could hear it. Don't call me by my lover's name, will you? Everybody was shocked. What happened to the Hinata that was so bubbly? The Hinata that they all loved?
Guys, I'm so sorry.
I'm pretty sure you get what's happening.
As told by Sugawara-senpai, Sawamura-senpai.
I'm the real Tsukishima. Okay? A question mark? I was born as Hinata Shuyu and lived as Hinata Shuyu, smiled as Hinata Shuyu, and did everything Shuyu would if he was in his body. Can I say something? Of course, Tsukishima. What happened? Huh? Hey, Moon. Have you seen yourself? Moon let out a silent chuckle. Have I? Everybody in the room just noticed his body right after Tsukishima pointed it out. Long gone was the fit and confident greatest decoy. In front of them was a shadow of him, maybe even somebody else. Moon's body was thin, bones poking on his skin, his eye bags big and very noticeable. His back slouched and his smile, now rare and practiced, never reached his eyes. Shuyu. Toby, you're Shuyu's best friend, and after I remembered everything, I continued pretending as Shuyu. Your Tsukishima would have remembered everything when he turned 27, by the way. And I'm sorry to have wished he would have come to me. I mean, wouldn't want to see your lover who was yours since before you were born. Moon shrugged his shoulders and Kushi watched the bones slowly move. Like Moon was fragile. Sorry I couldn't make it to the reception of the wedding, by the way. We got pulled into my realm because apparently the world was ending. Aren't you glad I put off ending the world? Shuyu, Moon. Moon, was what the last part of the journal real? Will you really end the world? Moon smiled at them. We shouldn't talk about that here. Come on, follow me. Moon turned around from his spot. They were all standing a while ago. Moon led them to a living room, one that resembled the house of the Tsukishimas from the journal. He sat in front of the computer that showed a graph of some sorts, his back towards the people that followed him in.
You guys should get comfy while we wait for them.
Wait for who? Moon turned his head and gave them a disappointed look.
Did you or did you not see the last part of my journal?
He turned around his chair. It was one of those that spun around. An office chair, perhaps? Moon didn't really care. Sorry, Your Godliness.
We were too busy crying our hearts out. Rude.
We were having a mini reunion about to surprise the Tsukishimas in their house. I read it. Moon turned towards Kageyama.
At least someone was reading.
Moon brushed the orange locks that fell on his face.
And what did it say?
The parallel world visited. When all of us were here.
And no, Senpai. Didn't think you'd snap out of your shocked shell.
Real funny, Moon.
I try.
Moon tucked his knees in and rested his chin on them.
Although, not sure if Hinata would come.
Moon, stop calling our husband Hinata. A voice that came from everywhere and nowhere suddenly said. The whole group except Moon was startled and looked around for any sign of another person.
Can you stop speaking out of the blue, Suki?
No offense, but I also don't want myself to call me Suki.
Still reserved for Yama?
Always and forever.
Careful, Hinata still holds a grudge on you for that.
Open up. Moon lifted his head and faced the ceiling. It then disappeared, and above them was someone with lemon ivory wings. Everybody gaped at what they saw. They all saw from the screen who it was, but seeing it in person was another thing. Tsukishima Kei from the parallel world, or the world that should have been, landed with a tangerine in hand. Moon! Shuyu sped up to Moon and lifted him up for a hug.
Shoya, I told you to call him Sunshine.
Tsukishima folded his wings and joined the hug.
Did you eat? No appetite.
Moon, rest for me a bit? Shoyo untangled himself from the hug and fixed Moon's hair. It was like looking at a younger version of himself, but much more ill. Shoyo looked at Tsukishima and slowly nodded, a silent message to take care of the ill Moon. I'll look after the world for you. Shoyo turned to the computer that was apparently the world in graphs and statistics.
Oya Tsukishima, explain it to the club, will you?
Kei, who was busy cuddling Moon and had relocated themselves to their beanbag, gave a look to the smaller. That was today? On our anniversary? Really, Moon? Moon glared at Tsukishima.
You might be forgetting that Tsukishima Kei ended up with Tsukishima Tobio, and it's their anniversary, not ours.
The whole group was stunned to silence. They didn't want to intrude on something so intimate, something that looked like a perfect picture. The picture of Kei holding Moon preciously in his arms as he nuzzled his nose into his hair, and Moon leaning his head on Kei's chest. Ya-chan, you're crying again.
Sorry, Tsukishima, it's just, you look so perfect, like
we're looking at what should have been. Kei turned to Tsukishima Tobio. Tadashi was throwing a fit after we told them about you. Want them to come over?
Tobi and Dashi would puke, Mooney.
Stop being a killjoy, Sunshine. Shoyo turned to Kei and shook his head.
Mooney, the world is on its last string. We can't fix it, although we both know a quick fix.
Shoya spun his chair to the club and turned his wedding band around his finger. Everybody just stared at the healthy version of Shuyu. Shoyo, don't be nervous. I already told the whole world what's happening. Shoyo looked at Moon and teared up. Sunshine, there's room for another here. Shoyo shook his head. Moony, it's unfair. You're mine. I'm yours. And this world's me chose Kage over you. Sunshine, it's not your fault. But Moony, this isn't only their problem, right? Shoya was now curled up in the same position Moon was before they arrived. Sunshine, not now. Moony, I love you. Not Kags. You. Remember that for me? Kay sighed and Moon looked at both of them. They looked tired, like they haven't slept for days. Guys, you are soulmates that ended up together. Please remain happy with the happiness I wasn't allowed to have. We're fine, Moon. I fucked up. That's all. Shoya felt tears leaving his eyes and buried his face into his legs. Sunshine, we'll talk about this when we get back home, okay? I trust you, and whatever happened with Kageyama will be talked over once we get back. That's the thing, Moony. I don't think we could just talk about this. You'd never look at me the same way. Kay inhaled a sharp breath. He had seen the results of that night, and he didn't want to believe it. So both of them avoided each other until this happened. Anyway, you're right. We'll talk about this in our world. We have a world to end. Shoya turned back to the screen and induced the world into sleep. The sleep which fast-forwarded their lives in their dreams, letting them dream out their lives before they erase the world. Moon, I can't end your world. You have to do it. Moon sighed, tired of all the drama that shouldn't be there for the parallel world. I will. Moon stood up from the beanbag, leaving a sad Kay, and faced the solemn man. But first, bring Yamaguchi and Kageyama here. I'm not ending the world unless you bring them both here. Kay looked up at him defeated. He dreaded the conversation to come, but nonetheless stood up to get his best friend and his friend.